Keep hope alive, everybody. We're live in New York. It's Andy. John's in LA. Hi, John. Throw on those headphones, Paul.
What's up?
And say hi to John Hill, who is your second biggest fan behind me in Los Angeles.
Hi, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yes, Paul Thomas Anderson is here. His
Hi.
latest film, Phantom Thread, is in theaters on Christmas
I'm in love with you.
Day. You wrote it and directed it. It stars Daniel Day-Lewis, who stars as a dressmaker whose controlled and planned life is disrupted by a young, strong-willed woman who becomes his muse and lover. Don't you hate someone who makes a log line out of your movie when you're like, is that really what it's about? Or would you agree with that characterization?
That sounds vaguely boring, that description.
I know it is.
But,
it sounds like the Balderdash definition of a movie. Right? If you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
I've tried recently, the last few films, to write those myself. And they become like as long as the script.
I bet.
So
I bet. Yeah.
I have to pass it on to somebody else.
Is this Daniel Day-Lewis's final film?
Yes.
Period. This is it.
Yes.
We will never. This is not like Cher, who did her farewell tour and then came back out 10 years later with their farewell tour for real, which she's still on. Right, P.T. Anderson?
Well, they do share a lot in common.
Cher and Daniel
especially
Day-Lewis.
wardrobe.
Yes.
But I have a feeling this is for real.
This
but
is your,
but he may reconsider.
Right. This is your second film with him.
Yeah.
Right? There Will Be Blood was your first. He seems like a super heavy, trippy guy to work with. Is that just my thought, or is there truth to my statement?
Close, but but the portion that you're missing,
okay,
is just and you won't believe me, but just how deeply funny and how much laughing goes on when you work with him.
Wow.
There is a heaviness. There's a huge amount of concentration, but the laughs happen pretty regularly, at least between the two of us, for sure. We have a really good time.
Your wife is Maya Rudolph, who I love and I'm obsessed with. And did you somehow come upon this story in your brain because of her, did I hear?
Well, I a little bit. I foolishly sort of told a story that was a little bit true, that now is true.
Urban myth. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That kind of puts her on the spot, which is unfortunate. Really, I shouldn't do that because now
I think you should amortize her to promote your movie.
There you go.
Is she your Phantom Thread?
Yes, John. That's exactly right.
I had gotten sick, and if you're in a long-term relationship, it takes some huge act of God or something to kind of sometimes get that look back between the two of you that maybe you had originally. And it was only when I was sick and flat on my back that I kind of looked up and I thought, gosh, she's looking at me like we just met. Like she's really kind of thrilled, and I'm so tired and helpless.
Yeah. So that was the spark.
That was the kind of a small idea.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, if I had a top 10 favorite movies of all time, I'm going to say that Boogie Nights and Magnolia would be on my all-time top 10.
Really?
And we were talking about you before you came in, and John said the exact same thing. Boogie Nights, talk to me about, because I was asking...
I also think Inherent Vice is a runner-up for me.
Oh, I don't hear that one often. That's great.
I know you don't.
Thank you.
But I love that movie, and I think that Andy especially should get rip-roaringly stoned and watch that movie.
Oh my God, I will.
I agree with you. Thank you for saying that.
It's a great movie.
I was talking to Mark Wahlberg about this a few weeks ago. He was here, and the Burt Reynolds-ness of Boogie Nights it seemed like from everything that I read and heard, he thought he was in a different movie than the movie that he was in. Like, was there and did he ever, as the movie is now in the rearview mirror and it's been however many years, did he ever get the movie? Because I always got the sense that he never really got what the movie was.
I think I was made aware of recently. He did an interview where it seemed at this point in time now he's come to enjoy the film and but that's been a long time coming. I think for sure there was a kind of disconnect between what he thought it might be and how it turned out, and I think for many years that probably didn't sit quite well with him, and but I think enough people have said to him over the years, right, this is one of your finer performances. This is a great film. That perhaps, I don't know, I haven't spoken to him, he might see it a different way now.
Did you get along with him making the film, or was there tension because of his that he wasn't getting what was happening?
There was tension for sure. I mean, there was tension that happened that, I was 26 years old and really full of a lot of vinegar and confidence and barking directions at everybody. And I think just trying to get this film made, and I think some of that probably got directed at Burt, and he wasn't having it, and nor should he have. But that's not to say there weren't great moments. I mean, I can remember two instances. We directing Burt Reynolds in a jacuzzi.
Right.
It was like a great day, and he was great, and we got along great, and everything went well. And I remember stepping back to like a wider point of view, thinking, I've got John Riley, Marky Wahlberg, and Burt Reynolds in a jacuzzi, and I'm filming it, and it was like, this is a good day, So, and there was plenty of those. So.
Do you have a favorite scene in that movie, or something that you are most proud of?
Oh God, I've got to try to remember it now. I bet the firecracker scene I like a lot. That one stands up, I bet. And then everything between Julianne and Roller Girl, all the scenes that they have together, Will You Be My Mother, and then everything between Riley and Mark, all the stuff that they do with that action, the characters, Brock Landers, and Jess Rockwell. I bet that's good. Yeah.
And then Magnolia, which, by the way, is so I can't think about Magnolia without thinking about Amy Mann and that incredible soundtrack. Would you say that is the most that soundtrack for Magnolia is the most, when you think about all your work, that was the most, or one of the most effective soundtracks that you've had associated with the film?
Sure, I'd put it up there. It was so tied to her music. I mean, they were completely codependent. One didn't really exist, or I should say, one did exist without the other. Her music was there first, and I wrote the script to that music. So the movie doesn't exist without it. Yes.
Especially about Gabrielle. Dreams can come true. Look at me, baby. All right, do you know how hard it is to find that song? You have to buy the entire album to buy that song. And
which movie was that in, John?
Gabrielle. She wears an eye patch.
I know the song, but what movie is that in Magnolia?
Yes. Every time he turns on his car, it's playing because it's such a anthem for people who are dreamers, really. And it's the most perfect song for that. And I've always wondered how you've settled upon that song, because it's so perfect for that character. And I search for it, and it's hard, and you can't buy it unless you buy the whole soundtrack, which is very smart.
That's a bummer.
And I made the show that I do on this show. I made them buy the whole soundtrack so that we could play it on my show.
I'm sorry to hear that it was such a chore to get to it, because this song should be readily accessible. It should be at your fingertips. I love this song. I have to say,
it's such a good song.
I know. But there's nothing bad to say about it. It gets me going. It's kind of like wake up in the morning music.
Yeah,
it is. So, do you have fun choosing your soundtracks?
Oh yeah, great part of the job.
Great part of the job.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it usually happens when you start writing and you're sort of figuring out what to do. And Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's Fantasyland.
Do you know what your next film is going to be?
Dimly, but not really.
Would you direct a film that you didn't write?
I doubt it.
You doubt it. What a great luxury. How long does it take you to write a screenplay?
Anywhere between 9 months to a year.
You you've done some videos or some standalone pieces for Saturday Night Live. What is Fanatic that's in the best of Molly Shannon?
That was. Do you remember that TV show Fanatic that was on MTV?
Oh yeah,
where they'd have somebody go meet there.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I my contribution was coming to SNL one weekend, and when Molly Shannon was on the show, and Ben Affleck was the host.
Okay. And were you dating Maya at this time?
No, I had never met
Maya.
Yeah, I never.
Wow.
Met Maya.
Okay.
And Molly Shannon used to play Anna Nicole Smith.
How do I not remember? John, do you remember Molly playing Anna Nicole?
I do, because she did one where she said, "Who wants a viper?" Make beautiful duets.
So
she had a very adept Anna Nicole Smith, and I had actually just seen a film called Skyscraper that starred Anna Nicole Smith. It was kind of like a Die Hard with Anna Nicole Smith, which I highly recommend somebody. Which basically consists of like low-angle shots of Anna Nicole Smith with a wind machine and a headset, and she's kind of piloting a helicopter.
Amazing.
I'm writing this down. Skyscraper.
It's called Skyscraper.
Oh my God, John!
Okay. Like
John is going to be performing Skyscraper.
Well,
soon.
I do a segment on Entertainment Weekly called D of the Week, and it's a D movie of the week, and I'm going to bring that
there
in.
You go.
This may not make the D. This is.
It's okay. D and
So
lower.
this was Molly Shannon. This was a fan encounter.
So Ben Affleck plays Jimmy Fallon is the kind of instigator to go get his very sad and slightly, suicidal friend Ben Affleck out of his house to go meet his dream date of Anna Nicole Smith.
Right.
And it gets more and more peculiar as it goes on. And it was one of those exciting things where I just kind of showed up because I knew Molly a little bit, and it was rushed into the reality of working with SNL, which is like coming up with an idea, shooting it the next day for an hour, editing it for a few hours, and then it was on the air. So,
wow. Molly Shannon is a genius.
A+. Yeah.
We will be right back. Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie is called Phantom Thread. It's in theaters. On Christmas, it's getting rave reviews. It's Daniel Day-Lewis's last film. We'll be right back.
'Cause I can tell, you know what it's like. The long farewell of the hunger strike. AC will be RB. It's Andy Cohen Live.
Girl, to be with you is my favorite thing. Back in New York City with Paul Thomas Anderson. His latest film, Phantom Thread, is in theaters Monday, December 25th. So, trying to put everything in a box, is this a love story?
Yes.
Yes. Is there any humor in it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. And how did you, by the way, speaking of humor, how did you meet Maya Rudolph? Your wife of how many years?
Who's this?
Over 10?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. How did you guys meet? Wow, 16.
We met in the hallways of SNL at that time.
Really?
She came to, yeah.
Wow. What was your first date?
Then it would have been. I mean, I kind of look back and I guess the first date is like when you meet.
Right. Is that when you meet, or is that your first date?
Well, does a date mean that you say, "Would you like to go out on a date"?
I think so.
I-
A date is the first time you go together alone to do something. Like, oh, let's go to that bar and have a drink. That's what I think.
My memory is I'm feeling like I met her and I grabbed her hand and never let go. So
Oh, okay, you pass. By the way, Phantom Thread is up for 2 Golden Globes. Daniel Day-Lewis, Best Actor in a Motion Picture, and Johnny Greenwood for Best Original Score. Are you, how many Oscars have you been nominated for?
I don't.
Wow.
know. Let me think.
Oh my
3
God,
or
that is
4 or
awesome.
5 or, I've been
Okay,
there,
now-
I've had to nod my head a lot.
I only have limited research here, and I'm embarrassed to ask you because I know the answer, what it should be. But have you won an Oscar?
No.
You have not. Was there a time that you were nominated that you thought, I'm gonna win this one?
No.
Really? Even like right before they announced the award, were you never like, you know what? I don't know. I feel like maybe.
I think perhaps the kind of weird hypnotism can come over you, and
Yeah.
you start to think things like, I wonder if the ballots got mixed up, or there could be an accounting error, or something like that, or maybe people actually saw this film, and but the reality, I mean, I remember the first time I went was for Boogie Nights, and I saw Good Will Hunting was out that year, and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon had written that movie, and there's a kind of awards thing leading up to it, so you kind of know what the odds are going in. If they've been winning all the awards, you kind of know that generally they're going to win the big one. And then I saw them on the red carpet taking pictures with both of their moms, and I thought, well, there's no fucking chance I'm going to win an Oscars. I
Right.
didn't bring my mom.
Right. Yeah. I see.
I'm sorry, I just swore, and I can swear. Right?
You can swear. Oh, yeah.
Beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. How's that? Feel better? I do. I really do. There was some pickup on Mark Wahlberg that he spoke to some Christian group and said that he had to apologize for Boogie Nights. But I asked him about it, and it was clickbait. I mean, there was nuance to the story. He's proud of Boogie Nights.
Yeah, I saw that too,
And
I
you
couldn't.
knew.
Oh, sure, I couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew just how that must have come out of it.
Is there a topic that you haven't written about that you think that's a world that I'd like to conquer, or that's something that I'm intrigued by?
Oh, God, that's a really good question, and the list is long, I'm sure, but I'm blanking. Like
Right.
it's you get I don't know. When you finish a film, for me, I kind of in a position now where everything is interesting. You open the newspaper and your eyes are wide open to everything. So
Yeah. Or everything is depressing.
there's that too.
Well,
There's that too, but
Right.
depression can turn to anger pretty quickly in my system.
right. That is true. So where are you going to be for Christmas?
Back home
In Los
in
Angeles,
Los
California?
Angeles, yeah,
With Maya Rudolph and your 4 children?
that's right.
And where will you be watching Maya Rudolph starring in A Christmas Story Sunday night on Fox, co-starring Matthew Broderick?
I will unfortunately be in London, so I won't see it until I get back home on the old TiVo, on the
Wow.
old DVR recorder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that something that,
Unless it's somehow magically broadcast over in the UK, which
Right.
I doubt. But
is that something that creates disappointment and resentment in your marriage?
I don't think so.
No.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But
Well,
that
you'll
could be
find
bubbling
out.
deep underneath.
Yeah, you'll find out. Yeah. Is Maya passive aggressive?
Yes.
She is?
Yes.
Is she? How does that manifest itself?
As passive aggression.
Oh, right. Everybody go see Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie, Phantom Thread.
I also want to say she's also aggressive.
She is. And that's something that you like about her,
Yes, absolutely.
because you like to be a little bit submissive sometimes.
From time to time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that makes sense. If Daniel Day-Lewis called you and said, you know what, in like 3 years, I'm very bored, I'm here, I'm trying to be a cobbler in my village, and this is actually more boring than I thought, so I feel that I'm not going to retire, would you say hypothetically, look, I went to the mat for you and told Andy Cohen and all these other people that this was your last film? Like, now I have to go around, would you write another film with him in mind, or would you feel like, you know what, you blew your wad, dude? Like, I'm not. This isn't me. I'm not doing this.
Well, I plan on letting it all settle and hopefully kind of trying to get him again. But I could write like the Cher story and have him play Cher, and we could sort of tie it all in together.
It's a really good callback. What's the gayest thing about you? What's the gayest thing about Paul Thomas Anderson? Do you like Cher?
She's okay. Where does my gay flag raise? I mean, you should ask Maya for sure, or the list.
Well, you married Maya Rudolph, and gay guys love her. So
that's true.
That could be the gayest thing about you, in a weird, flipped way. Yeah,
true. Giving head.
That's what John said. Yeah, that would be very gay. If you gave guys blowjobs, but I don't think you do that. Maybe marrying Maya, because gay guys do love Maya.
That was very gay of me, for sure.
Yeah. To marry that lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? They do love her. They love her.
Well, you know why? Gay guys love a funny woman.
Right.
I mean, we just do. And so she's not only a funny woman, but she's really fierce. Like, so we love a fierce woman too. Right. So she checks a lot of boxes for us, and she plays Beyonce, and she, there's a lot of force there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she played Whitney. I mean, there's a lot, and Oprah,
and Liza.
Yeah, there's a lot of. There's a lot there. Do you have a favorite Maya Rudolph character from SNL?
There's a few. The first thing that pops into my mind, my all-time favorite, it's not a character, but the favorite thing that she ever did was the national anthem. Did you ever see her sing the national anthem?
Yes.
Was like hands down all-time classic, A+ across the board. But certainly all the classics, the Beyoncés and the Donatellas.
Yes.
But she had a great character. God, I'm blanking on the character's name, but she was basically it was her and Rachel Dratch as hosts of a kind of public access television show, like in a high school.
Yes.
They had the band was Jazz Times 10.
Yes.
That was a character that really made me fall in love with her.
Well, Paul Thomas Anderson's movie is Phantom Thread, and it is out on Christmas. Everybody go see it. A little share here for you. We're going to be back. Judd Apatow is coming up at the top of the hour, and John's news. Bye, John. Bye,
John.
Paul.
Nice to talk to you. Bye.